So I did my presentation on the NCAA and their ethics and how they are perceived by the public. Some people would say that they're a great organization who's just helping kids fulfill their dreams of becoming pro athletes and getting them an education on the way. Others would say that it's more like a slave owner and that the NCAA is just using the athletes to make billions and billions of dollars off of them and not giving them anything back. So the leaders of the NCAA, you have the Board of Governors, who then selects their president, just Mark Emmert, and that's this guy right there. He's basically just the commissioner of the NCAA. He makes decisions for everybody. And then some good things that the NCAA does is they provide the opportunity of a lifetime for athletes. They can become pro athletes after this, and even if they don't, they can get a really good education out of it. There's an insurance policy if players get hurt while playing, so that way they're taken care of. And then in a study done by Gallup, former student athletes rated better after graduation than regular athletes in 4 out of 5 categories, which were if they felt that they had a purpose in life, how their social life was, and if they felt connected to the community or not, and their physical well-being. Some questionable things that the NCAA has done is allowing top quarterbacks to transfer wherever, whenever, and play the next year, but then not allowing other players. Like, they allowed Justin Fields to transfer from Georgia to Ohio State because he couldn't win the starting job, and he was allowed to play the very next year. They allowed Tate Martell to transfer from Ohio State to Miami because Fields transferred there and he knew he couldn't beat him out, and they allowed Tate Martell to play the next year too. But when an offensive lineman from Coastal Carolina wants to transfer to Virginia Tech so he can be closer to home because his mom just got a brain tumor removed, the NCAA allowed him to transfer, but they wouldn't allow him to play the next year because his home was 105 miles away from the campus, and it had to be within a 100-mile radius. And some other questionable things that they've done is in the last couple of weeks, they shut down Trevor Lawrence, the star quarterback at Clemson. He tried to make a GoFundMe to help COVID-19 patients, and the NCAA shut it down right away because it was against their rules and regulations, even though he wasn't actually making money off of it. And then after like a couple hours of getting roasted on Twitter from people, they actually let him open it back up and he was allowed to get money to patients. And they also let coaches transfer whenever, wherever, and they don't say, oh, well, you have to sit out a year or anything like that. Like Brett Bielema, he was the coach at Wisconsin. And then literally right after they won the Big Ten championship, he said he was leaving Wisconsin to go coach at Arkansas, wasn't even going to coach him in the Rose Bowl or anything like that, and he was allowed to coach at Arkansas the very next day. And then another big issue with college athletics is paying college athletes. And the NCAA is actually allowing players to make money off their names in 2021 so they can sign autographs and sell them. They could sign shoe deals. They could be in commercials, all kinds of things. And the NCAA only allowed this after California passed the exact same bill a few years ago. And their first reaction was actually to just disqualify every single school in California that was in the NCAA. But then other states like Florida and New York said that they were going to do the exact same thing. So the NCAA was kind of forced to allow players to get paid. And actually, players have been getting paid under the table for a long time now, even though the NCAA says they don't know about it and they don't do anything about it. I've known players that they were a five-star quarterback at Texas. They get in trouble, they have to go to community college, and they're still getting money from the Texas frats. They send them a couple $100 every month or something like that.